Hello everybody and welcome to the Rugby League Rookies Podcast. I'm Max Fideli and today we have a very special guest. The first one of the year, Mr. Winston.Neville is here joining with us today. How are you today, Winston?
I'm good, thank you, bro. Thank you for having me here. Very exciting that it's a new year. Both of our football teams, I guess, plenty of hope into the new season. Now that it's a new year, we can sort of sit here and say, oh, we're winning the comp this year, so it's good.
Yeah, I've seen all of your TikTok saying, oh yeah, Bulldogs going to win the comp this year. It's not happening.
That's right.
It's not happening. I think you obviously we'll get a bit more into that later, but yeah, I don't think you guys will have a very good season. I think it's going to be a big drop off from this.
Wow, that's coming from an Eels fan as well. That's crazy talk. It's like, hey, jump on my podcast so I can tell you all the reasons I think your football team's going to suck this year. That's awesome, Ollie.
We'll get into that later. Sorry to stop you. Before you get into this, so consider subscribing because we're on the road to 1K. When we do, I'll release my own cover of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire, but it's an NRL version. And if you like NRL content, just subscribe anyway. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, follow the podcast. Let's get into this. So I think the first thing I wanted to talk about is, I guess, your story and what got you into making content creation. So if you could tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I feel like I've always had a thing for content, not necessarily rugby league, like TikToks and videos and whatnot, but I've just always sort of been drawn to doing stuff on computers, almost like my mum always tells a story of in preschool, she'd like come to pick me up and I would have changed all the settings on all the games and stuff on the computers. Like I just spent the whole day playing like whatever like weird educational games I had back in, we're talking, 2006, like years ago. Like I'm 23 years old, so I was in preschool long before, like we're talking before cool math games and whatever the kids are playing these days. I then like through early high school, I had like a meme page on Instagram. Used to make I had a meme page for my small town that I grew up in, and then it sort of moved into being an Australian meme page where I was just like making stupid memes about like Woolies mud cake and Super Dupers and chocolate milk. It was like so bogan. And then from there, that's when TikTok sort of came around, like mid high school. Yeah. And because obviously TikTok was originally Musical.ly, right? And then it became TikTok. And so originally it was all just like people dancing and stuff. And then I jumped on TikTok like right at the end of that wave where people started doing like normal, not that dancing isn't normal for anyone that likes to dance, but like, rugby league kind of skits. I started doing skits on TikTok. And then in 2020, COVID hit and I sort of made it my goal to post every day, just like once a day all through COVID or whatnot. Because I just like had a thing of, I was like, if I post once a day, it has to blow up eventually. And I sort of built a little bit of a following from doing that. And then I went to uni and studied social and what did I study? I studied comms and media and I majored in digital and social media. And part of that major was having to do they were called digital artifacts, which was like an online project sort of thing. Yeah. And for one of the semesters, I made my TikTok page into a digital artifact where the goal was to grow to 10,000 followers. I think I had like 6 or 7. That was an unintentional 6-7 joke, but we'll take it. I had like 6 or 7,000 followers at that stage. And I was like, I want to hit 10K. I want to monetize it. And I really want to move it into just the rugby league niche. At the time, it was like a bit of rugby league naturally because I'm just a huge rugby league fan, but then also just like random skits and stuff. And so then ended up hitting 10,000 followers, monetize it through whatever it was, like getting live gifts, or I think I had like a $50 sponsorship, some like fake jersey. Those websites that sell like the fake NRL jerseys.
Yeah, I see.
I linked up with one of them. Don't buy jerseys from them. They're terrible. I shouldn't have been promoting it, but I was like just trying to make any money I could, I guess. And then ended up just growing it, and then from there it really did just snowball. I ended up like in 2023 linking up with the Bulldogs and got to like a collab with them, and like rugby league guru's been huge for me, NRL roasters been huge for me, and like as things happen, it just sort of snowballs and you take opportunities as they come, and then here I am.
Yeah, well, I think we've seen a lot of growth with like rugby league TikTok. You see a lot of like pages that do skits, and then you also have a lot of pages that do more like, I guess, informative stuff. Like you got the Leaguey he's obviously mainly on YouTube, but now he's he's doing a lot of stuff on TikTok, information stuff. Then you got the Mates, who are very popular, who are do obviously a lot of the skits and stuff. So it's really evolved a lot over the last couple of years, and now there's like tons of creators on TikTok.
And I'll just jump in there, Ollie, just to your point, like there is so many different, like rugby league as a whole is a niche in social media and in content, but then inside the rugby league niche, there's, as you just alluded to, like a lot of smaller niches, whether it be people that are giving you information, people that are giving you stats, there's jersey pages, there's meme pages, there's skits pages. One of the things that really blew me up in, I think it would have been 2024, was the quizzes. I don't know if you've seen my quizzes where I'm like, can you name 5 NRL teams with blue in their logo? That really blew me up. And that was like a niche, the sort of like trivia side of things. So 100% inside rugby league social media and inside rugby league content, there's just so many different niches.
Yeah, I feel like something like that, if you're doing a quiz, even if they're not a fan of rugby league, you can still like get the average viewer of just like anything really to go and watch it as well. So just as you said, multiple different niches for just multiple different things. Now I want to ask, how did you become a Bulldogs fan? Because let's hear it.
Yeah. Do you have a guess as to why I might be a Bulldogs fan?
I'm saying it's just some sort of family, or you live nearby the ground or something. That's probably my guess. It's the common answer for a lot of people.
Very, very good guess. So technically a bit of both. So I go for the Bulldogs because my parents brainwashed me. I was brainwashed before I even came out of the womb. I am quoted on Channel 7. In 2024, the Bulldogs made the semi-finals for the first time in 10 years or whatever. And I was at the finals launch, and this 7 News reporter was like, how long have you been a Bulldogs fan? And I put out the worst quote that you want on TV. It was like, I think I said I was inside of a Bulldogs fan for 9 months and then came out to a bunch of Bulldog fans. But it's true. I literally, in 2002, when I was born, my mum's a huge Bulldog fan, my dad is, my whole family goes for Bulldogs. So I was just brainwashed since birth. But then if you want to backtrack and go, well, why does he go for Bulldogs? It's because his dad went for Bulldogs and he was brainwashed. And then if you go back a step further, my granddad goes for the Bulldogs because he grew up in the Canterbury area. He grew up on Canterbury Road, went to Bulldog games as a teenager. So you were pretty much right. It's that family link. And then the reason nearly everyone in my family goes for him is because of the location of where they grew up.
Yeah, for me, it's mostly family linked. Because Parramatta, obviously, it's not that far, but it does take a decent bit to get out there from where I am. It's mainly my mum, because she grew up here in Australia. She was all over the place. Mainly Parramatta, and she would go to the games a lot. I think it was because of her dad, I'm pretty sure. So kind of similar stuff, I would say, to you. And I think that's just common for a lot of fans of rugby league teams. It's based on family or, location. And then my dad's has gotten into it more recently, last couple of years. He grew up in England. So more like England rugby league than Australian rugby league until we moved here a while ago, and then we left to Singapore, came back at the start of the year. So he's starting to get into it more, and then we all supporting Parramatta, which is good.
Nice.
Well, not good for you.
It's good. I don't know why you're saying it's good we all support Parramatta. You haven't won anything in 40 years, but that's okay. That's all right. We won't get into
the moments, when you feel like, maybe we have a good chance. Now, this was something when it came out that you got a lot of mixed opinions on. So this was the new logo for the Bulldogs. We've heard a lot of your thoughts on it, but do you think the hate that it gets is justified? There's a lot of decent points to why people don't like it, but then there's also just some random points that say, oh, I don't like it because it looks AI generated, or it looks like this exact logo from some random university in America, which I've seen. So obviously you got the jersey with the logo on it as one of the first people, I'm guessing, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What's your quick little thoughts on that? Do you feel like hate was justified for it from a lot of Bulldogs fans, or perfectly fine?
Let me answer that question the long way. I'm going to walk you through my almost experience with, discovering the new logo, and in a roundabout way, I'm going to answer your question. So it was maybe a month or two before Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back even further, Ollie. Let's go back. We're talking like 1 or 2 years ago on TikTok. I had this random person, couldn't tell you the at, just like such a random account messaging me being like, oh, like, you know, we're going to get this jersey this year in a cut, like, you know, my dad's designing it, or like someone I know is designing it. Then he's like, he was like, next year, this was in 2024. He's like, next year we're going to have an anniversary logo. The year following, we're getting a new logo. And he was sort of like trying to describe this new logo to me. And he said the anniversary logo was going to sort of be a step towards the new logo, and that the new logo would be like incorporated into the anniversary logo, which obviously didn't actually happen. But I guess I had it hinted to me that we're getting a new logo in some sort of way, right? So I'd started mentally preparing. Then in a couple of years, there would be a new logo. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I knew there was going to be change. So that in itself already gave me 1 or 2 years to mentally prepare. And then 1 or 2 months before the new logo came out, like officially, it leaked. I don't know if you saw the leaks, but there were these images of it on a football in a vending machine. And so I saw those 1 or 2 months prior, and so that's how I
I've seen
I guess first saw the logo.
On TikTok and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. So that's when I first saw it, and my initial reaction was, oh, it's a big change, but it was also, I don't mind that. I thought it was going to be much worse, because for the 2 years prior, I've just been mentally preparing myself for, you know, worst case scenario. My biggest nightmare is if my football team puts out a logo I don't like, because then it's like what do you actually do? So when I saw it, I was actually relieved. I was like, oh my goodness, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I actually like it. And then very quickly came to terms with it. And then maybe a week before it came out, I was lucky enough to be invited out for coffee with the Bulldogs CEO. And he sort of walked me through, I guess, the reasoning behind the change and the design process and that sort of thing. And then hearing, I guess, his or the club's perspective on it and why it changed, it made tons of sense to me. I think whether you like the logo or not, you can't deny that the reason why it changed does make sense. I feel like the old logo was starting to age a little bit, especially with the shield, and you have like the V's in the back and whatnot. I personally would have loved it if it was just the bulldog from that logo on its own, no shield or anything. Like, I feel like there probably could have been better logos, but at the same time, I think the logo is all right. I expected there to be a little bit of pushback because nobody likes change. The amount of hate this logo got, Ollie, I was shocked. I was shocked at how much hate it got. I, like, even sitting with the CEO, like he was like, you know, it'll get a little bit of pushback. Nobody likes change and whatnot. And I was confident that the logo was good enough that yes, there'd be some hate, but at most 50% hate, 50% love. I reckon it was 90% hate. I was so shocked. The amount of hate that there was for the logo, I literally was sitting here thinking, are they going to have to change the logo back? Like, it was just such a huge amount of hate. I literally was like, having heard the whole thing about like how we're moving into the future and, you know, like this is a big step, blah, blah, blah. Like, hearing from the CEO himself and having the opinion of like, oh, there's no way they'd change this now. Like, they'd already had all the jerseys printed, the merch, everything designed, all the assets and whatnot. I literally, having all that in mind, was like, they still might go back on it just because there was so much hate. So I was shocked at the amount of hate. I feel like at the end of the day, people don't hate the new logo. They hate the fact the old one changed. That's still my view on it. Because the old logo, in my opinion, is someone that likes the new logo. The old one's better. But it's just, it had to be changed, and I still think the new one's good.
Yeah. For me, I like your anniversary one. Like, obviously it was an anniversary thing, you know, one season only. But for me, if you guys had one logo to keep, it probably would have been that logo, to be honest, because I think I just like the color scheme of it. But yeah, I think, you know, there were so many people who lie about, oh, I didn't hate it. Even I'll admit, I did not like it when I saw it, to be honest. I thought it was disappointing. And like, these are rivals, you know, sometimes I want to see some stuff go bad for them, you know, but I was like, this is not that good, and I didn't really like it. But then I think what really changed my mind is Pacific Championships. I met up with you. I actually used to got to see you wearing that jersey. I saw what it actually looked like on the jersey, and it kind of helped and like, changed my opinion, and I started liking it a bit more, because I was like, this is what it actually looks like on the jersey. It doesn't look that bad. And now you got all the added stuff, you know, they're selling player names on the back. Like, these jerseys are actually quite cool, the way the logo's done, the names on the back. So yeah, all that. But then obviously at the start of your story, you're telling us that just some random account just messaged you about it, and sometimes you don't know about these random accounts. You know, anyone can just go message someone and say, "Oh, this is gonna happen," or I helped design the new jersey or something. And you never know what's real or not until, you know, it ends up happening.
Literally 2 years later, I'm like, oh, that account was actually correct. It actually did happen. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. So actually, this, I guess, upcoming season, we've seen a lot of logo changes. Like January, we got Bulldogs, then we had the Broncos. I want to get into that. There's 2 small changes with Penrith and Manly, which are it's a bit lazy, but it's not really. It's just normal, you know. It's just their logo, some extra stuff. But I mainly want to talk about the Broncos one because that's a completely different thing, you know, because they're saying about like new legacy, new stuff like that. They've just won a premiership and they've gone and changed the logo. So what's your thoughts on this logo change?
Yeah, I don't rate it at all. Hey, I think it looks so corporate and like it just doesn't look like a sports logo. And the biggest issue for me, and once again, like so many, for me, with the Bulldog fans complaining and whatnot, is because they're so attached to the old logo and because the old logo was such a good logo, especially the anniversary one. The Broncos are in the same boat. They had such a good logo. In my opinion, their logo was literally the best. Not necessarily the best in the comp, but like it was the one that least needed changing. Like it was aging like fine wine. I still don't understand why they changed it, and I feel like the new one just looks so 2D and bland and flat and corporate. I don't like it. Even though it's been like a month since it came out, it's just, for me, it's still not aging that well. Hey.
Well, for me, actually, so I've got kind of a different opinion on, well, 2 different ones. Home jersey, I'm not a fan of like the logo on the home jersey. It just doesn't really look that good for me. I'm actually not a fan of it on the away jersey. I think they've done it a bit better. But then you also see there's like these arguments going, what are they going to do when they play like Penrith? They've got a dark maroon home jersey and then like a dark blue away jersey. I'm pulling up a video that I did 2 months ago before the logo was announced. Obviously, we know it got like leaked like crazy. So I was like, I think it's for a video. I like designed some jerseys for the next season. So I'll show you on my phone. But I think if they did that, personally, I would have liked it a bit more. I don't know if you can see that exactly, but that's what I did as a little concept thing. And I kind of like that a bit better than how it looks on the actual jerseys. But I think, like the Bulldogs, just a lot of hate. But unlike the Bulldogs, I haven't seen anyone really say, oh, I'm starting to like it now. Everyone still seems to really hate it. But that's kind of just the NRL now, isn't it? You know, I think we're going to start seeing more teams simplify or change their logos. Parramatta, though, we haven't changed ours in ages, so we probably are not. If we do, though, it's going to have to be this one, or there's going to be a problem, because... I'll be
honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if the Eels logo changed in the next couple of years.
I reckon
Eels, Sharks and Roosters, I reckon give those 3 teams 3 years, 3 to 4 years, I reckon all 3 of those logos will be changed. There's a hot take for you.
I think Sharks will be next. I think they might be already working on it.
I think Sharks are due.
It's an alright idea, but the way it's just been, I guess, all put together, it's not that good. Okay, I'm gonna quickly get on my seat because I just realised I recently got the members package which came the other day, and there was a keychain in here of a parra logo. Yes, and it actually looks, I think, something I would like to see if we did change our logo. So I'll put that. Okay. So it's
almost like that the previous logo where it's got that line on the right edge, that thick blue line.
Yeah, it surprised me. I thought they were selling these, it's just going to be like this with the members package, but this is something like slightly different. Reminds me of the 2009 NRL Grand Final, obviously with that logo and stuff. So maybe that's something we could see soon. If we did end up changing our logo, simplifying it, I'd rather be that keychain than actually the one on my jacket over here, because I guess it just looks a bit better. This one's, I don't really know, it's more curved, I guess, and stuff like that. Okay, let's go on to something I love to talk about. It's the kits, jerseys. I know you have a whole load of them. I've seen, like, you show all your jerseys. I know a jersey that you'd love to see is a black and blue Bulldogs jersey. Do you have, like, a very favourite, one that tops every single one of them?
I could be so boring right now and just play this very PR and be like, oh, my favorite jersey is the 2024 Heritage jersey because it was awesome and it was such a good replica. No, Ollie, I have a very clear favorite Bulldogs jersey of all time, and I feel like you'll know about it once I say it, but let me cook. My favorite Bulldogs jersey of all time is the 2011 Star Wars jersey that they released to commemorate Star Wars' release on Blu-ray. Why did they release a Star Wars jersey to commemorate the release of Star Wars onto Blu-ray? Kind of weird. I don't care. That is my favorite Bulldogs jersey of all time. It was all black with 2 blue lightsabers making the V. I'll give you a hint, Ollie. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So imagine a Bulldogs jersey that's also like one of your favorite film franchises of all time, and it's a black jersey. So that's my favorite. And the only time I ever met my all-time favorite player, my all-time favorite player is Bam Barber. The only time I ever met him was when he was wearing that jersey.
Well, that's a very good story to go with your favorite jersey. Yeah.
What's your favorite jersey of all time?
My favorite jersey of all time? It's going to be a very interesting choice. I would say this one. This is one of our newest ones. Behind me here. It's one of my coolest ones, I feel like. It's the Heritage from 2025 is a very cool one. But for me, obviously, bringing it into 2026 as well as the home jersey. But for me, is actually our current away kit, which we have this season and last season. Just the full-on yellow. For some reason, I just really like it. It's so much. I just have so much love for that kit. I don't know why. I just really like the yellow on it. And that is probably going to be my favourite one for me. I have always been a big fan of yellow jerseys because from when I've started watching rugby league, we've had a lot of yellow, predominantly home and away jerseys. So this one kind of connects a bit more to me, and obviously this is the season where I started watching rugby league the most, more than any other season before. But a good second place right here to match the one you've got on.
Yep.
This is 2000 maybe 3 or something like that. It was actually my mum's. She has a story when she went to watch Parra vs the Bulldogs 2009. Obviously, just what a game. Big shock, the massive run that came with that series, Paramount in 2009 and stuff. But yeah, that would definitely be a good runner-up for me. So I think what a lot of people know, how do you get into connection really with the Bulldogs? You get to see the new jerseys, a whole bunch of stuff with them. How did that kind of form?
Good question. It sort of formed in 2023. Do you remember when the Bulldogs lost to the Knights 66-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great day. Really, really good day. So for a lot of people, for a lot of Bulldog fans, that day was bad because our football team lost 66-0.
Yeah.
That day for me, I'm not going to try and say it was worse because of this. I don't want to try and be like, the loss was all about me and it was my bad day. Like, it was all of our bad days. That was a dark day in our club's history. But for me personally, that was meant to be the first ever time I collabed with the Bulldogs. We had organised to do some fan interviews pre-game. It was Pinder's like, they should win this game. The Knights aren't that good. It'd be a good time to do it. I knew their graphic designer at the time, and they must have had like a meeting or something about sort of changing their content up a little bit and trying to involve content creators. And then he called me randomly on literally just like on a random Tuesday or Wednesday after I just filmed Orange Peelers. He DM'd me on Instagram and said, "Here's my phone number. Can you call me?" And I thought I was like in trouble. I'm like, great, what have I done to like upset the club? And they called him and they were like, "Oh, like we'd love to do, some fan interviews and collab with it on Instagram, whatever, this weekend. So I was like, sick. So we filmed it pre-game, and the plan was to film half of it pre-game and then film the other half at halftime in the kennel to just get some real good footage of, the diehard fans and whatever.
Yeah.
It was 32-0 at halftime. He messaged me and was like, no, we can't do this video. And so, I was just so sad about that. Also, more sad about the game, but the fact that this collab had fallen through, I was like, oh, maybe I'll never get to do one again. It was sort of, and he literally was like, bro, this loss, I don't think we'll be posting any content outside of stuff that we're required to post because of sponsors and stuff. It was so bad, for the club to lose, obviously, by that much. The circumstances, and there was a lot of other stuff happening and whatnot. And then we signed Toby Sexton, and then South sent all their players out to Origin, and we won the next week. And the week after the win, so it goes 66-0 loss. Then we beat South Sydney by some miracle. And the week after that was us playing at Belmore, which I'm sure is a big deal. And that Belmore game was also Josh Reynolds' final New South Wales Cup game because he announced his retirement that week. And they hit me up. They were like, hey, you want to do some fan interviews around Josh Reynolds' last Belmore game? Yeah. So I got the call. I was like, yes, how good is second chance? That's awesome. And then went and did that. And luckily, and they were like, we'll post this one before the game starts in case we lose 66-0 again or whatever. So got to do that. And that was really, really cool. And that was posted, collabed. And so that was the first time. And then from there, there was a couple of faces changed in the media team and stuff, and they sort of kept that connection. That's sort of grown and grown throughout, I guess, over time. Through 2024, it grew a little bit. In 2025, throughout 2024, especially late 2024, me and Hectic Fred were doing collabs with the club. Okay, so it was me and him sort of we're getting close with the media team. And then I think they just probably just appreciated, I guess, the amount of work I put into my content and I guess bringing news or whatever you want to call the content I make around the club. And then in 2025, it was really cool. Me and Hectic Fred got discount codes for every home game. So if you used code Winston, code Winston 25 or something, you got 10% off tickets. So that was really cool. That was another way. And then, I'm just super, super lucky. I'm very grateful for, I guess, the media team, and we're so lucky to have such a good CEO as well that just understands sort of new media and what fans can do for the club. And it's not just me that, I guess, as I said, Hectic Fred's there as well. There's a couple of other guys that are, get if you want to call it benefits, whatever. But it's just a full credit to, I guess, the club understanding where content creators stand, where fans stand. We have I know every team says they have the best fans in the comp, so I won't sit here and also say that. But at the end of the day, the Bulldogs do have such a good fan base in terms of, we broke two attendance records this year. See what happens in Belmore. You can have your opinion on whether, it's all bandwagons. You can have your opinion on whether the parties in Belmore are premature, whatever. It's at the end of the day, you can't deny that it's happening, whether it's bandwagons or not, whether it's premature or not. It's happening, and I think the club sees that and wants to use its fan as an asset. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's something you can show for it. So it's good that I guess I'm lucky that I'm in a position where they can they see me as usable, but they don't use me. That's a poor choice of words, but yeah, they use me. But no, it's really, really good. I'm as I said, I'm just very, very grateful and very lucky to be in the position I am.
Yeah, I think we all wish that that our clubs would treat content creators the same way. I don't think really any other club is kind of on that level of treating content creators. Obviously, Parramatta, reach out, surely.
Yeah, hopefully. One day, keep growing, you'll get
one
there.
One day.
And we're seeing so many clubs do it as well. Dragons at the moment are doing stuff with roasting Chris Facine and stuff. I think other clubs are starting to get the memo, and you can have your say on who you think the best social media is in the NRL. I think Eels have a really good social media presence. I think Warriors, Broncos, Panthers are pretty good. There's a lot of clubs that are good. There's a lot of clubs that are starting to get creators in, but the Bulldogs were doing it back in 2023 when they were losing 66-0. So I think the Bulldogs set the tone for club creator relationships, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, I think this is got to be the main bit we talk about. The Parramatta and the Bulldogs rivalry. We'll start with your opinion on the rivalry, and then I'll give my kind of story on it. But
let's talk about it. Squash the beef.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. So, talk to us a bit about, I guess, what's your thoughts on obviously big rivalry between Parramatta and Bulldogs every time they play. Combank or a call this year, just incredible atmosphere. And literally, one of the only away games I went to was to go to a call and watch us play the Bulldogs because of just how big of a game it is. So, what's your thoughts on the rivalry?
Yeah, I think it's a great rivalry. I feel like it's one you're almost just born into. Like, obviously, it goes all the way back to the 80s. Like, if there's a reason, like, why do you hate Para? It's because I've always hated Parramatta, and I guess it's because, my dad probably hated Parramatta. We had, like, a family friend that was an Eels fan, and so, you hate the Eels because Eels fans and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's just something that's just hating the Eels is in the Bulldogs DNA, and hating the Bulldogs is probably in the Eels DNA as well. I know a lot of people like maybe the Panthers and the Eels are a bigger rivalry now because Bulldogs had so many down years. Obviously, you played Panthers in a grand final and whatnot. But yeah, I think the fact that our rivalry literally goes back to the 80s, then like you mentioned 2009 before, and now over the last few years we've had some big clashes and big games. Like obviously we've got the King's birthday game now, which is always such a big crowd. I think there's lots of families that are Bulldogs and Eels fans like mixed together as well.
Yeah,
so
I see it.
Yeah, I think it's such a great rivalry, and I feel like having a rivalry is like such a great way to like grow the fan base of both clubs as well. Like it gives you almost. Have you seen Wicked?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Wicked, the musical?
Yes.
I can't believe I'm referencing Wicked right now, but there's this line that the wizard said where he's like something along the lines of like the best way to bring people together is to give them a common enemy, and that's what the Eels are for the Bulldogs. That's what the Bulldogs are for the Eels, and so I think it just helps bring. If anything, it brings atmosphere to Bulldogs Eels games, and that's what you want in rugby league.
Yeah. Okay, I like your point where you're saying about the argument between is Panthers Eels more of a bigger rivalry now. Now, for me, okay, living in Singapore, watching obviously the games and stuff. The only games you can watch obviously are on 9 with a VPN. During the time where I mostly watched rugby league in Singapore, the Bulldogs were like arguably one of the worst teams in the entire comp. So I, at the time when watching, didn't have much of a rivalry with the Bulldogs because of my lack of knowledge, and all I really know is the Bulldogs are really bad, so there's no worry. And obviously we had that grand final against Penrith, so it was kind of, I guess, at that certain period of time, it was, probably more Penrith Para, but now it is definitely back to Para and Bulldogs, and I think 2026 season is going to be bigger and better than any other season before, because I think we're both teams are going to be on a very similar level, especially if we can keep Moses fit. And that's what I'm very excited to see play the Bulldogs next year. It's going to be great. But that's kind of my side of the story. So
just to steal the spotlight off you as well. Like it's literally a game as well where no matter how bad either team's going, both teams are going to get up for it, and it's always just going to be a really, really good game. Like there were so many games through the period where I think you won like 9 or 10 in a row against us, and like one of those games was like 8-2. Like they were always close games. You never knew who was going to win, and it's just a game you don't want to lose. Like you could be in 15, your season's over, and you still don't want to lose to the Eels. I feel like that's what defines a rivalry, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so you have the big old famous hot dog series where you go hot dogs. I want to talk about that. How did that idea come to mind? Was it just randomly thought, you know what, let's record me eating a hot dog and rating it, and then it got more popular, or was this kind of something you had in mind to do as an entire series?
So it goes back to when I was just posting, not necessarily skits, but just like more randomly than I do now. Like I was posting every day, but just about literally anything and everything. I went to Penrith, and I was at Penrith for the footy, and I wanted a hot dog because I was hungry and I liked hot dogs. So I was like, I'm going to order a hot dog. Ordered the hot dog. It came like wrapped in foil, and I opened it and it was all just like mushed together, and it was literally just so disgusting looking. I don't even think I attempted to eat it. It was horrible. And I filmed it, and I said over the top of the footage, Yeah, Panthers might have won the comp, but their hot dogs suck. So this was like 2022. This was after they'd won one premiership. I literally remember exactly what I said. Panthers might have won the comp, but their hot dogs suck. And it went viral. It got like hundreds of thousands of views. Everyone was like, what on earth is that hot dog? And then my friend, shout out to Marco, he was like, you should like review hot dogs. You should do like another video. Like it was so popular. I was like, yeah, you know what? Fair point. So I went to Accor Stadium the next week for the Bulldogs game and reviewed the hot dog there. And I don't even remember like what I gave it or whatever. This was back when it was out of Let's Trots.
Yeah.
And like reviewed it, went viral again. I was like, oh damn, we might be onto something here. And so I just started reviewing hot dogs every single week. Most of them were just at Accor Stadium over and over again. And people didn't really seem to care. Nowadays, I only do it at each new stadium because I don't want to review the Accor hot dog 11 times in one season, especially because they're not very good hot dogs at Accor. And yeah, it just literally just because the first couple of videos blew up, I just kept doing it. And yeah, it took off, and literally it got to the point where people could see me at games and they're like, oh, you're the hot dog guy? And so I sort of just owned it. And now it's ironic because like originally I liked hot dogs and that's how it all started because I wanted a hot dog. But now I eat them so much that I can only actually finish them if they're actually a good hot dog. Like at Accor, the hot dogs aren't good enough now. If it's like 3 out of 5 or less, I literally can't eat the hot dog because I just have them so much now that I can only eat the really good ones. It's like, it's a whole thing. So it's almost ruined my hot dog experience, Ollie. But yeah, that's how I became the hot dog guy, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a thing I think a lot of people will probably remember you for, being the hot dog guy. Oh, Mum, Dad, I went to the Bulldogs game today. I met the hot dog guy.
Yeah. And like, I love it. Like, it's cool though. Like, I'm not complaining. It's kind of funny, and a lot of people are like, oh, imagine being known for hot dogs. But it's like, I don't know. I just think it's funny. I think it's cool, and I don't think hot dogs are that bad. And it's just like, it's such a cool thing to be able to like grow, and it's so original. Like nobody else is reviewing hot dogs, and it's so dumb as well. Like, why would I review pies or chips? I'm like, pies or chips are a more common thing to be eating at footy games. Why hot dogs? I don't know. It's just because I wanted a hot dog that one day, and now like I get to go to Las Vegas, and people are always in my comments being like, oh, I can't wait for the Las Vegas hot dog review. Like, it has become almost this event or this series that people, it just has a cult following, right? Like, people for some reason look forward to my review of hot dogs. At games, people will be like, have you had your hot dog yet? How was the hot dog here? And it's just, really, I'm just grateful to be the hot dog guy, I guess. It's really cool.
Grateful to be the hot dog guy. Top 10 quotes of 2026, 100%. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be doing meat pie reviews. I saw your video at the Pacific Championships. That meat pie, you're just holding it.
I will say I did a meat pie review at Accor because I was lucky enough this year to partner with Accor, and that's another really cool thing that's happened off the back of hot dog reviews. I literally partnered with Accor Stadium and reviewed a different food there every week, like for free, and made videos collaborating with them. That was so cool. Literally off the back of reviewing hot dogs for years now. Like, it's so dumb. Yeah, I've had a meat pie at Accor, really good. Pacific Champs, didn't eat the pie for like 20 minutes because that's what the video was. It was like not eating it until someone scores or whatever. Not a good idea. I literally nearly threw up. It was cold, and it wasn't the stadium's fault. It was my fault. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was Samoa's fault, actually. I needed Samoa to score, but yeah, that pie was no good. I would not recommend waiting 30 minutes to eat a stadium pie.
So what's next for you in content creation? More of the same, some different stuff? Tell me, what's your plan for this year?
I'll tell you what, Ollie, I've actually got some pretty big things planned for this year, and I haven't been too, like, I haven't come out and been like, this is what I'm doing this year, because I don't want to like jinx anything. But I've teased a couple of things. I've got a really, really big collab in the works. Arguably, like, easily outside of like collabing with the Bulldogs, I guess, like, easily the biggest collab I might ever do. Like, it's an all-time great player, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player of all time. I've got a collab lined up there, which will be a long-form YouTube video. Are you familiar with like Jessa? Do you know who Jessa is? Yeah. So I want to sort of get into Jessa style YouTube content, or like, he's almost like the Mr. Beast of sport, right? Yeah. And so I've got a collab planned with an ex-NRL player in that aspect. And then obviously Las Vegas is going to be super big for content. I've got a really good YouTube video planned for Las Vegas, and obviously the hot dog review, and hopefully getting to interview, just like people on the street and do some quizzes and just all sorts of different things around Las Vegas. And then later in the year, back on the topic of like doing Jester style videos, I have a really cool, I'm not going to say what it is, but I want to post really good monthly videos. Like I'm going to post more than once a month on YouTube. I've got my Rugby League live content, Rugby League 26 content and whatnot. But I want to have once a month, a big almost like event video, like Vegas will be one. This collab with the NRL player will be one. And I want to do that once a month, the Jester style, Mr. Beast style videos. And some of the ones I've in the works for, I'm not going to say them because I don't want the ideas to get stolen, but I've got some really, really fun videos that I think people are going to really enjoy coming up this year.
Yeah.
And that's in terms of long form YouTube. And then obviously like short form and whatever, hot dog reviews will be back. I'm going to as many games as possible, whatever. So there'll be all that content. I want to get the quizzes back and then being as frequent as they were in 2024. I sort of fell off them this year because the kennel was such a nightmare to you have to be there like an hour or two to save your seat. So it's hard to go and film before games or whatever. But yeah, this year, looking to level up.
Yeah, well, it sounds exciting. Are we going to eventually get the kicking Birdo bombs with Birdo? Is that going to happen? Surely.
Bro, that's honestly...
I remember when you sent the DM on the live stream.
Yes, were you watching that?
I was there. That was
so there you go. So that's when I teased this other collab. So you probably know who I'm collabing with if you're watching that live stream. Shout out. If you watch my streams, that's where I like to drop info to thank people that are actually watching the live streams. I think that a collab with Burden, doing like Birdo bombs with Burden, is probably the dream collab at the moment. Like it'd just be so fun. Like Birdo's obviously my favorite player right now. His future with the Bulldogs is like up in the air with Galvin and Woods and whatever. I don't want him to play centre, but if he ends up leaving, like going to Perth or whatever, which there's been rumours for that. I want to collab with him before he ends up leaving, if he ends up leaving. And I'd love to just have either there's so many different ideas I've got to do with him as well, because that's just what I think about. I'd love him to bomb a helium balloon, like a helium ball. That'd be so good. Or just him teaching me how to bomb, me trying to catch Birdo bombs. Just there's so many different things you could do with him. Yeah, that's definitely the dream collab for sure.
Yeah.
And no, he didn't reply to the DM. Answer your DMs, man.
Did he ghost you or just?
Yeah, he didn't even open it, which I didn't expect him to, but no.
It would have been funny if he opened it. It would have been really funny if he did open it.
The goal for me, I guess, is things like that, they're just so big, but at the same time, this is cliche, but if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. I just got to keep growing my content to the stage where he'd be keen to do a collab, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I can get, anyone can be big enough that they can, collab with an NRL player, in my opinion. You see that the people in, whether it's NBA or EPL or NFL, those creators over there, it just takes hard work and effort, and I don't know. One day maybe I'll get to do a collab with Birdo. Hopefully.
I think we're all hoping to see that collab one day. That'd be great. I think you get absolutely destroyed in whatever you do, but it would be it'd be great.
Be honest, Ollie. Be honest with me here. If Birdo puts up 5 actual Birdo bombs to me, how many am I catching?
Definitely one. Maybe.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I didn't even know if I'm catching one.
Maybe. I was just saying 1 or 2. 2 if you're incredibly lucky. He might go easy on you after you miss every single one.
That's what I mean. If I did a collab with him and it was me trying to catch bombs, I'd be telling him, do not go easy. This is for content. You need to launch these things into orbit. I don't want to be I caught one, but it's because he put a chip. No, I want where it's all proper, the ones that Dylan Edwards drops, I want to try and catch those. Just to see how hard is it actually.
Yeah, that'd be a great video. I think maybe 1, 2, max 2. 2 is pushing it, but maybe 1. Maybe one.
He sort of did it on Fletch and Hindy with Leon. I don't know if you've seen that. They sort of they went out to Belmore and he was going easy. That's I want to do it with him, and I don't want him to go easy. I want him to give me hell. I want proper Birdo bombs. I don't want to catch him. If I catch him, I feel like he didn't kick it high enough. I want it to be uncatchable, and then I want to catch one.
Are you planning to come back to Combank this season? Well, this upcoming season.
Of course. I haven't missed a New South Wales Bulldogs game since 2022. So definitely, obviously, try and go to every New South Wales game again. That obviously includes Combank. I think we play Tigers and Panthers there again this year, which just feels illegal. It's Eels' home ground. They should get out of the place.
Yeah,
seriously.
Home ground. Seriously.
But yeah, I'll definitely be at the Bulldogs Eels game for sure. I think do we play relatively early in the season at Combank? I don't really remember, to be honest.
That was the first game, my first ever game I went to. First ever NRL game last season. It was like round, I don't know, like 4 or something. It was really early in the season. That's before I even became a member. I came a member maybe like a week or two later. But yeah, really early in the season. I'm guessing you were probably at it, but to be honest, I didn't know too much. I wasn't even really a part of the creator space at that time. I didn't really do much NRL stuff, so I didn't really know who anyone was. I could have walked past you. I would have not even known. But next
I'm sure that's true for most people anyway.
Combank Stadium, Eels, Bulldogs, I'll see you there. I'm challenging you to a quiz. We're doing something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, you're coming out here with the smoke. Damn, okay.
You did one with the league. I saw that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my opportunity. Surely. Let's make this happen. 100%.
What kind of quiz are we doing?
I don't know. Something. I'll let you figure out the idea.
Like you want me to quiz you of like name 5 NRL teams, or is it like when me and Lee get the Pacific Champs boat? I think, what did we do? I think we picked who was going to win and by how much.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? That's what it was?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Do a little prediction beforehand. I'll message you before the game. I'll say, okay.
All right.
I'll meet you here at this time.
We'll sort that out for sure. 100%.
100%. That'd be fire. I think the final things I wanted to talk about today was, I guess, some other sports from rugby league. I know you're a big fan of the New York Knicks. You have insane cricket knowledge, apparently. That's what you like to say for on bloke in a bar. So, other than Australia, do you support a cricket, like a team, maybe a BBL team, or is it mainly just international for you?
Far out. That's so funny. The way that I got onto the Bloke in a Bar Cricket podcast is like, do you know who Stephen Bradbury is?
Yes, I do.
Good answer. I'm glad that you're not like too young to know who Stephen Bradbury is, because every single person inside this country living here or touring it should it should be like, if you're trying to get into Australia from overseas, if you're like a tourist, you should have to you should have to watch Stephen Bradbury's speed skating run. But I Stephen Bradbury my way onto that podcast because obviously Matty the Waterblue produces Bloke in a Bar, and he's off in Bali. And so Denon sort of hit me up and was like, oh, do you know much about cricket? I was like, I know enough to talk about it. And then just studied my butt off to be able to not make a fool of myself. And just literally because I know how to produce, push the buttons and do all the editing and stuff. That's how I got to be on it. And then just had enough base cricket knowledge and did enough research to not look like a complete idiot. So it was and then it ended up happening 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
He was 3 times his last podcast of the year, and then the next week he's like, are you free Monday? Are you free Monday? So yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, I do like cricket. I love Test cricket. Yeah. I honestly, I don't even watch. I used to watch the BBL a little bit. I don't even really watch it anymore because I just love watching Test cricket. And the Ashes is the pinnacle. I sort of got into Test cricket because of the last Ashes that was in Australia back in 2021. And I just love the strategy behind it and how it's like a chess match and how all the little moments sort of add up to big moments. And there's nothing better than the final overs of a day 5, and you sort of earn the right to get to that moment if it gets there, which it rarely does, which makes it even better when it does get there. And then, as you mentioned, I'm such a big New York Knicks fan. I literally have this Jalen Brunson bobblehead right here. This is from New York. I didn't get it myself. I was lucky enough that a friend of a friend, his name is I'm blanking. I actually feel bad now. Joseph, something like that. Bro, I actually feel bad now. That's so slack. But he's friends with Hectic Fred and stuff. Okay. I'm literally going to get his name up because he deserves a shout out. He was in New York at a Knicks game and they were giving out Jalen Brunson bobbleheads for free. And then I hadn't even met him, but I'm in an NBA fantasy league with him. And so he got it for me. Johnny, Johnny. Shout out to Johnny. So yeah, I love the Knicks. I watch like basically every single Knicks game. I'm going to New York before I go to Vegas. So I'll go and finally watch a Knicks game in person. And like I've been a Knicks fan since like 2015-16 when they were so bad. Like they were literally the worst team in the NBA, and it looked like it was never going to change. And like now they're one of the better teams in the NBA. So it's like very cool to like support. And like it's the same with the Bulldogs. Like you support a team while they're bad, and then they get good. There's no better feeling. Like it'll be the same with you with the Eels. Where it's like you see them make grand finals and stuff, but right now they're missing the 8, and eventually, whether it's in 10, 20 years, they'll be back in the finals, and you'll be loving life again. And then I also follow
10, 20 years.
And then I also support NFL. Unfortunately, I'm a New York Giants fan, and I don't even let's not even open that door because like they're like I said, Knicks were like the worst team in the NBA once upon a time. Like the Giants are just like they're one of the worst franchises in all of sports. They're just so bad. And I started supporting them in I think like 2012, 2013, just because like they were in like movies and pop culture, like they get mentioned in Madagascar and whatever. So I just sort of, and like I like New York, so I just and they were blue, like it all adds up. But I started supporting them right after they won their last Super Bowl. So I've been alive for them to win Super Bowls, but I've never like supported them to a Super Bowl win, which is like just I've only supported them when they suck. So at least I'm not a bandwagon, I guess, but they're so bad.
But did you like support one or the other because you supported like one another? Like you support the Giants and then you support the Knicks because both New York kind of makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much. It sort of went hand in hand, to be honest. I actually go for the Knicks for the dumbest reason ever. So I know we're getting like very in depth and very off topic NRL, but I go for the Knicks because I used to so I knew what NBA was. Like probably like year 7 is sort of when I started getting around the NBA because like, my friends play basketball and stuff, and we'd play it on the playground and whatever. And like I sort of knew the main teams like Lakers, Celtics, Knicks. I knew the main teams. Golden State with Steph Curry, they were going on that crazy run back then. Yeah, correct. And then I started playing this game called Bouncy Basketball on my iPad, and I used to play as a team called obviously the Portland Trailblazers on Bouncy Basketball because I was from Portland. Like the town I lived in was Portland.
Oh, okay.
And so obviously different Portlands, but I like that. And then my favorite TV show is Friends, which is set in New York. And then all the Friends characters like Knicks fans. There were so many Knicks references. And then there's also just like Knicks references throughout so many other TV shows and movies. And so then I bought like NBA 2K. Like I think I bought like 2K12 or something, some old 2K game. And I was like, all right, I actually need to pick a team. I played as Portland in Bouncy Basketball. I didn't really go for Portland. I just played as them because I was Portland. And then I was like, you know what? I'll go for the Knicks. They're blue, they're orange, they're my 2 favorite colors. My favorite TV show always talk about them. It's like, I know who they are. And then they had Carmelo Anthony in 2K, and he was like a cheat code. So I played as him and then fell in love with him through like Carmelo Anthony and stuff. And then that was after I went, like I always just sort of went for the Giants without really watching games or whatever. Because I just like New York. And so I guess that sort of influenced the decision to go for the Knicks as well.
Yeah. Well, we actually have something in common. My favorite colors are orange and blue. So
there you go.
We have something in common. But
if only there was a blue and orange rugby league team, Ollie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy that there isn't. Like every sport has like a blue and orange team except NRL.
Parramatta release some sort of orange on their kit. That's just like an alternate kit, Halloween special kit. A pumpkin, I'll take that as a kit. Just give me something orange. But the team I support in the NBA are so atrociously bad. It is.
Don't tell me you go for the Wizards.
It is the Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, that's almost worse. Yeah, the Clippers are like bad in the sense that they're not the worst team in the league, but they're just never going to win anything, which is almost worse. Like, because they give you the hope, and it's the hope that kills you.
Yeah, I'd
rather go for a terrible team.
Like, we won 6 games in a row, and then we got absolutely cooked by Boston. I'm like, I thought we had a chance.
And like you let Paul George go, he's like a franchise legend. Like it's just they're a mess.
We had Shea as well. Like well. Like we made so many stupid decisions.
Oh boy.
Because of that though, I end up supporting the Chargers in the NFL, who are doing actually doing pretty decent. I they played this morning. I don't know if they won or not. I didn't check. But my granddad's team, who's the Broncos. So we got a little rivalry there. My mum's team's the Las Vegas Raiders. They're all in the same thing this year. So it's a bit of rivalry between all of us. But
nice.
It's good. Family rivalry. We all support the same NRL team, except my granddad, he supports the Tigers. But what's more fun? Having a team that goes for all the same team, or having a team that all supports rivalries? What do you enjoy more? I think a rivalry. I think that'd just be fun, You just say, my team beat you. You guys are horrible. It's kind of like that, though, for me and my family in the NFL. Like, I think the only one that's similar is my dad supports Miami because my granddad used to bring him there a lot. And my brother supports Miami. But I support the Chargers. Miami are doing really bad right now. So I get that rivalry and I can kind of say, you guys suck. We're so much better. I kind of believe that. So it's good to have a bit of rivalry on teams in the family. That's a good thing to have, I feel like. It's like, maybe one team you guys all like Parramatta for us, but then you got to have some sort of beef somewhere between there. Yeah, something to spice up conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Who is your favorite creator that you've collabed with? So you can't say the Bulldogs. This is creator of anyone.
I'll tell you. That's a good question. Oh, there's so many to choose from. I always want to give flowers to NRL Roast. I feel like he is I'd almost say he's the number one outside of podcasters, because in rugby league content, podcasters sort of dominate the landscape. Outside of obviously Bloke in a Bar, Guru, Byron Levels, they're literally all the biggest platforms, I guess. Yeah. Roasty isn't a podcast. He just does his Instagram content and a little bit of TikTok, a little bit of YouTube. I feel like he's the best content creator outside, as I said, outside of podcasters. And he does so much for other creators as well. He helps bring up just so many, he'll collab with so many people without you even asking. He does so much to help anyone and supports so many good causes. And he's just such a great guy. He's the kind of guy you want to have a big platform like that. So I'll give Roosty a lot of flowers there. I want to give Guru flowers. He's also down to earth
legend. I met him.
Yeah, he's
once.
Yep.
I shook his hand once. Only conversation I had with him, but it was a great conversation. That's when I was with the league at FanFest, and I ran into him.
Yeah, got ya.
So, Well, my favourite collab I've done with, unfortunately, it's not you. You're a good second though.
Wow.
It has to be. He's genuinely, to be honest, if I asked you first, you probably would have collabed. But I think Leaguey's actually really helped me. I didn't do any content at the start of the year. I was kind of in a period where I was I don't really know what content to do. So he kind of helped me with that, collabed a bunch of videos with me, and he was a key aspect to helping my channel really improve. And now this year the goal is 1K subs. We're not far off that, so big improvements. And he's someone I got.
How many subs are you at?
I want 760. So
you need to set bigger goals, Ollie. You'll hit 1,000 easily.
I know I will. I know.
The other day you put out a great video. What was it? It was the 2009 grand final one. It was only 3 or 4 minutes. Great title, great thumbnail. It's got 1,000 views, I think. It popped off. You keep posting good content and you'll smash 1,000 in 1 year. You need to set the ceiling a little bit higher because you do fantastic content.
When we hit 1,000, then it'll massive gap. I'll change it.
5,000. I'm throwing it out there. 5,000. 1 million? Let's go for 1 million.
1 billion. First ever channel.
Oh, 1 billion. Damn.
Mr. Beast.
No, you do great stuff. And you mentioned Leaguey, just to go back to creators helping each other. Guru, he sort of was the first one to give me a platform, invited me on his podcast ahead of 2024. Hectic Fred's another one. He's literally the nicest bloke on the planet. Nobody should be as nice as Hectic Fred is. And then Leaguey's such a legend. I actually scouted Leaguey early in his career. Last December, in 2024, I came across his channel. Hadn't heard of him, hadn't heard anyone speak about him or anything. Watched 2 of his videos, and DM'd him on Instagram, and I was like, bro, you are making really, really good videos. Keep it up, because they're fantastic. And I just sort of knew that he'd blow up, and like he's literally in the middle of blowing up right now, and I think he'll only grow and grow and grow. And I feel like you're sort of in the same, like I talked about niches earlier in rugby league, like all the different styles of content, whatever. I feel like you're in the same sort of style as him.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're just copying League, you're a dog. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you also do really good videos of like unique, interesting topics, of like almost like the video essay sort of style videos that there isn't enough of in rugby league. And that's the kind of content I enjoy watching, and it's the kind of content that almost too many people enjoy watching, considering how little there is of people making that content. There's so much demand and not as much supply. So I think that's why you'll easily smash 1,000 subscribers this year. And like, it's a massive hats off to the league as well for not only like having his page sort of grow in that area and make really good content in that area, but also helping guys like you out as well. It just shows how good of a guy League is. He's an absolute legend.
Yeah. It shows how good of a creator space the NRL content is. It's like everyone
100%.
helps each other. It's like everyone knows each other as well. Like you get to that point where you just like know everyone. This year was Be For It, like FanFest. I already know the league beforehand. We decided to meet up because why not, to be honest. I wanted to go. It's in Sydney. I could easily get there. I met Fnatic. I met a whole bunch of different creators who went to that. Guru. And it's kind of like, everyone's just so nice, you know, everyone's so helpful, and that's what's so good about this creator space, which is great. I like to shout out someone. You shout out me. I'm shouting out Tiger Walker. I'm going to put his link in the description. He does, I guess, similar stuff, you know, documentary things. He did a recent one on the Bulldogs scandal, the salary cap. I think his stuff is...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so there's I think a little bit more like improvements. I've talked to him a lot about trying to help himself with thumbnails and things, but he's got like a lot of potential, and I think he's next after me to hit 1K. I think so. I think he's just a genuinely really good creator, and I know he watches a bunch of the stuff, so shout out to him. And also,
and yeah, that's the thing, like topics like that for Leaguey or yourself or that guy, what was his name?
Tiger Walker. He's a
Tiger Walker.
Yeah,
like Tiger Walker as well. Like topics that, like just telling the stories. Like obviously everyone sort of knows what happened in 2002 at the Sarah Cup, but nobody, especially like people I guess your age or like even my age and below, like you can't go and just watch the full story. But like if it was like an NBA thing or NFL, like other sport, there are pages dedicated to telling those stories. Like another one that, and if you want to steal this idea and make a video about it, do it. I feel like it's right up your alley or League's alley or whatever. The story around how Balmain were robbed of a premiership against South Sydney. Are you familiar with that story of how South Sydney and Balmain agreed to forfeit?
I'm kind of familiar with it.
How is there not a video on that? Even like this, there's probably some on the Storm, so I got to be fair, but like the Bulldogs one, even the Eels, what happened to you a couple years ago, how you lost your Nines premiership. Like there's just so many stories to be told in rugby league in the way that you and Lee and Tiger Walker and not many other people tell the stories with like 15-minute almost video essay sort of things. So there you go. Steal that idea. There's 2 ideas for you.
I just wrote it down, so I'm gonna.
You're welcome.
That's the next video.
That's a try assist.
But that's a good thing. This is what I really like enjoying about my channel. I've got the more, Lee documentary kind of stuff, and I've got the podcast, which is Spotify as well. It's just a good, fun little break things to do and connect more with the community, have a good chat with creators. So it's like 2 different things, Sometimes they don't work that good, but it seems like it does, and it is working. But we've gone through a lot. We have talked through a lot, and I appreciate you so much for being here. You've definitely been probably the best creator we've gone on. No offense to any other creators we've gone on. We've had some great creators. We had the league in the first one, Galaxy Footy. I literally had a Dutch rugby league player come on, and I'm actually talking to a South African rugby league player right now, and that could possibly be the next one. So there's so much possibilities, but I think you'll be our best. You're probably the most popular out of all of them as well. So
Leaguey, put some respect on. I know you had Hainsey on as well.
I had Hainsey on. I've too many people. I just keep forgetting.
You're just pulling too many big names, Ollie. You gotta relax. You gotta go get I mean, you got me. I'm probably a C-lister, but hey, you just got to settle down, mate. No, it's awesome. I love what you're doing, and like to be doing. I sort of told it to you in person. Like I met you at the Pacific Champs, but I'd already seen a bit of your channel, and like to be doing the quality of content that you're doing already at your age, like it's only going to get better. And if you make every video 1% better than the last, and if you just focus on good thumbnails and good titles on YouTube, like you'll go so far. You just got to be patient with it. As you said, like some videos do good, some do bad. If a video does good, you do more videos like it. If a video does bad, you try it again. If it does bad again, then you sort of stop doing that and focus on what's working. And if you just keep doing that, genuinely, like I said it about the leaguey just over 12 months ago, like how good he was doing, and there's no reason why you can't be up there with him as well if you just keep going, especially at your age. Like me and Leaguey are washed. We're 23 years old. How old are you again? Like
14.
Yeah, I was going to say 15 or 16. Like you're 14, bro. When I was your age, I was like, I talked about it before. I was running a stupid Australian meme page. I wasn't even near the development, like the level you're at. So you just got to keep going, be patient, and you just got to not care about what people say. Like if people at school are like, "Oh, you have a stupid YouTube channel," you just ignore them. That's like honestly,
I that's fair. I'm very popular. I get support.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Because I feel like, and that's for people listening. Like I feel like a big thing is like the self-doubt, or like scared of people making fun of you or whatever. Like I almost call it the high school effect. Like a lot of people leave high school and they're like, "Oh no, but what if the people I went to high school with see what I'm doing?" Like as soon as you can not care about that, then you're sweet. But if people are supporting you at school, then you're playing life on easy mode, Ollie. That's awesome.
You change it. Different difficulty.
Yeah, you need to tell people, hey, stop picking on me so I can ignore you guys. Seriously.
Anyway, actually, there was something I want to ask. I completely forgot about it. Back in your school day, do you play rugby league, or did you have the option to play?
There we go. This is the questions we want to be asking. Let's get Winston.Neville's rugby league career out there. I did play rugby league. I've played touch footy from 4 years old until now. I still play, and I've played like some rep touch and stuff. And then I played rugby league from age 6 all the way through till like 19. I played for years. I had a big 30-year career. In under 10s, the peak of my career was in under 10s when I was hooker for St. Pat's. And so I played for the Portland Colts from age 6 to 9. And then for under 10s, we didn't have enough players so half of them, or pretty much all of them, went to Lithgow. I know that geographically you haven't heard of any of these places, but that's all good. Half of them went to Lithgow, which was like the closest small town. I went to Bathurst, which was like an extra 10 minutes the opposite direction. Because this is why I went and played for Bathurst. They were blue and white. Their team was blue and white. I was like, that's good enough for me. And in the first game, I came off the bench into hooker because the dude that was playing hooker had to go play soccer. He played rugby league and soccer at the same time, and he had to leave at halftime to go play soccer. They threw me on into hooker, and like I'd played hooker for the Portland Colts for years, and I scored like a hat trick in the second half. And then from there, I became the hooker, and I played hooker every single game of under 10s until the grand final. One of the mums of these, so she had 2 sons, one my age and one that was 8 years old, so 2 years younger. She was like, "No, my son should be starting," because I live 40 minutes away, so I only went to 1 training session a week instead of the 2. And so this mum was like, "No, my son goes to all the training, he should start hooker." And so because like parent politics, I ended up coming off the bench at the grand final, and this kid replaced me at hooker. We lost that grand final. That was the only game we lost the entire year. And guess who replaced me at hooker? You might have heard of him. It was Miles Martin, who now plays for the Canberra Raiders.
No, that's a story. That's
there you go.
Story.
I'm glad you asked.
Thank goodness I asked.
And that was the peak of my rugby league career. I went on and played. I think I played St. Pat's the next year.
Canberra Raiders.
You
should have kept going.
Do you know Miles Martin?
Yes.
Surely you know him, yeah. He's like he'll probably debut this year. He replaced me in hooker. He's 2 years younger, and that's the only game we lost. I was better than Miles Martin, Ollie. I was better than him.
Played rugby league professionally.
I know. If I wasn't replaced in that grand final, that would be me. That would be me, man.
we would be making videos on you.
Literally, like there's always the running joke of like, oh, I tore my ACL and otherwise I would have made it pro. Bro, if I wasn't benched in that game, that would be me. He replaced me and wasn't as good as me. I was the first choice hooker over him, even though I was 2 years older than him. So that's like, especially at that age, it's like, that's a big deal. Like 2 years at my age now isn't a big deal, but like 8 and 10 is two very different things. But yeah. I'll never, like, if Bulldogs signed Miles
Never
Martin, I don't know if
forgive
I could support him because he stole my spot. He stole my dream.
Bring a sign. You stole my spot. Remember this
Yeah,
day,
badly.
this time.
I've literally, let me see. Oh, yeah, I'm going to send you the team photo. It's going to be too hard to find right now, but
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the team photo to put into the podcast, and I'll circle me and I'll circle him, and I'll have actual evidence. I literally played with him in the grand final.
Yeah. Well,
Here's your exclusive. Write a headline about that.
You played rugby league. I've never played rugby league ever. I played sevens. Back in my old school.
Yeah.
Before. This year, first year in Australia, back in school Australia, does not have rugby league. It's got rugby union. I played cricket in the summer. I still play cricket in the summer.
So I know we talked about cricket already, and I didn't ask you. Are you a big cricket guy? Are you into your cricket?
I'm a big cricket guy. I've got a cricket channel that a lot of people don't know about. It's a up and coming secret thing. Yeah, I love cricket. I'm a big six.
We need to get you on Bloke in a Bar.
Yes, seriously, you got to tell them. I've been. I think I sent them a DM saying, if Winston or Leaguey's sick, call me up. I'm ready any moment. Sure.
Bloody oath.
You got to tell them.
100%.
Yeah, so there's no rugby league in my school, only rugby union. I played football in the winter. I'm a keeper. I played keeper for a while. But I'm actually going to be playing rugby union this year in the winter, which is cool. But cricket is actually pretty cooler because our head of cricket is Anthony Stewart, who played for Australia, took like a hat trick in like his first ever ODI, played like games. It is a very interesting story. I think he was like one of the coaches for the New South Wales cricket team. How he's coaching us, I don't know. It's a cool thing, I guess. But
yeah, that's mad.
Anyway, I can't wait to see that photo. Obviously, it'll be up on screen. Show us the proof. I'll make it. That actually deserves a short. That's going to get clipped. Instagram, it's going all over the place. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Winston for coming on. I'll see you guys in the next video or the next podcast. See you guys.
Up the dogs.